The classrooms of Yamutu Junior High School stand empty. For years, more students have left here than enrolled. After 7 decades of operating, this small village school in Japan's Fukushima prefecture is preparing to close its doors for good.
When I first heard from the principal that the school was closing down, it was sad. But I also thought it was such a waste to close a school with a long history like this one.
It's a nationwide phenomenon. The government says 9,000 schools have shut down between 2002 and 2020, as birth rates continue to decline. The cost of education, childcare, and the child-raising burden on women are cited as some of the main causes. Last year, annual birth dropped below 800,000 for the first time, 8 years earlier than projected.
This is here from the period when the school had the most pupils. There were about 160 of them.
Aoi and Ita are the last 2 students who will ever graduate from this school.
I don't know if there will be any children left in the village by the time I'm a nursery school teacher. But if there are, I want to come back and teach here.
The government has prioritized boosting birth rates, promising to double the budget for child-related policies and programs. For this small village, it may already be too late. The question remains whether Japan as a whole still has time to reverse its demographic decline. Lina Abu Akleh, Al Jazeera.
What's going on, everybody? This is Pilgrims in the Earth. Once again, got my wife right here, Tamika. Shout out to her channel. What's your channel?
Feminine, Nurturing, and Virtuous Journey.
You gotta speak up a little bit. She speak too low. You said feminine what?
Feminine, Nurturing, and Virtuous Journey.
Feminine, Nurturing, and Virtuous Journey. Check her out. Also, check out my son, Karan. Karan, come here. You know, he the one that I'm trying to get through the YouTube door, because I keep getting these right here, YouTube blocks. Karan, I keep getting these YouTube blocks that won't allow me to post certain stuff. By the way, I just posted a video of Farrakhan basically saying, what was he saying? He basically was saying, don't laugh at people on their way falling, because that can happen to you. He didn't say anything derogatory against nobody, ain't even talk about nobody. But they literally took the video down and said it went against community standards. I'm telling you, they about to start taking this stuff down. Karan, excuse the noise, y'all. This little Zamir right here, you know, our last born right here. Say hey. But yeah, like I said, this is Zamir. Say hey. Wave, say hey. Little stanky man. Come on, Karan. This Karan, he got his own channel. What's your channel called?
Marlon's World.
Marlon's World. Yeah, he be slacking, but we gonna get him together. All right, Azariah, come here. This is Azariah. You heavy, man. Say hey.
Hey.
Okay, y'all go play. He good. He ain't gonna go nowhere. Zamir, you know, the youngest one, they connected at the hip, and he ain't going nowhere. But yeah, man, I show people my family, you know, because not only people like to identify with the content. For so long, I stopped posting up a lot of stuff because I had to get my household in order. And if I'm gonna be preaching something, I want to be, you know, doing exactly what I'm preaching. I can't be telling people to protect your household or, you know, do this, do that, and I'm not doing that same thing with my family. So I want to, you know, be more open, you know, with my family. You know, if you know my wife, you know my children. And actually, a lot of content I don't, you know, copy off their content, but I know that I can take certain things, examples from, I think it's called Black Acres of the Gambia, Who else you got? You got T3. You got what's the one? Journey with Us. They doing great work, and I try to go a different direction, but I still take good examples from them. And one thing about them that I appreciate, they got family values. Going into this video, I wanted to get into some things about family. But yeah, let me see. What was we saying? Choose family over career. Choose family over career, over your jobs, over your friends, over your personal lifestyle. Now is the time to start choosing family over these things. A lot of these jobs, like I say in a lot of my videos, a lot of these jobs is finna get cut off. A lot of people about to get laid off. A lot of people about to find themselves alone. You know, for so long, the family has been the target. It's a reason for that, because Satan wants us alone, right? When we're alone and we're in fear, we make irrational decisions. Look at a lot of our people around the COVID time, right? A lot of our elderly that was in these nursing homes and all these different places, you couldn't have no access to those people. A lot of those people died alone. You know, a lot of those people in those nursing homes, guess what they chose? They chose their careers. And didn't choose their family. So one thing that I like to do, that I've done in my life, you know, as being a grown man, I've always tried to choose my family. But I remember we first had Quran, right? Quran is 8 years old. You know, he'll be 9 in August. But one thing I always try to do was be there for my children. Actually, Quran was just a baby. I was working night shift at a factory. You remember those days? What you remember about them days?
Well, pretty much, I had to work during the day, so he would spend time. He would spend time with, you know, his grandma. So, you know, I'm going to work during the day. You had to get your sleep during the day. Then, when I come home, you have to go off to work. So, oftentimes we didn't have that chance to have that family bonding time. So, I was pretty happy when you was able to switch shifts, because it helped us a lot.
Yeah, even before that, what I was saying, like before he was born, I was working night shifts. I'm talking about 10-hour, 12-hour shifts. I wouldn't be coming home till 6 in the morning sometimes, 3 in the morning. But I had to switch my shift to day shift because I wanted to be there, you know, to be there to raise my children, you know, my child, you know, and also be there with my wife, you know, to have those family moments. But yeah, like one thing I will say, a lot of us, we doing this overtime. Overtime is not going to raise your children. Now, granted, you need money to buy things, to pay for bills, to do things like that. But that your children, when they get grown, are not going to remember, oh, my mom or my dad worked overtime. What they're going to do is remember the times you weren't there. You know what I'm saying? You weren't there at their most vulnerable moments. In 2025, that we need family. We need mother, father, child. And also you need God. You know, but you got anything to say on that? Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, a lot of these jobs are finna start laying people off. You're gonna hear universal income. You're gonna hear the bad things that's going on in America, as far as financial aid and all these different things getting cut. They're gonna have to put us in a chaotic survival situation first. But yeah, my bad, y'all, real quick. So yeah, you're gonna start seeing all these chaotic situations that's gonna put a lot of our backs against the wall. And we're gonna need family, man. We're gonna need family. We're gonna need each other. A lot of y'all single sisters, baby daddies, baby mamas, y'all gonna have to start coming back together. You know, not saying you gotta be romantic, but marriage takes more than romance. Raising kids takes more than romance. In these desperate times, we gonna need each other. Our children gonna need us. Our children gonna need us. But raising my kids, even though we go hard on the mothers for not being able to raise up a man or children by themselves. A lot of us men, we don't have the nurturing spirit or the feminine spirit that the perfect balance that these children need to be raised. And women don't have it by themselves. That's why you have man and woman. But anyway, man, we got so far off from the family nucleus, family structure. We don't even know what it takes to even raise children anymore. We think it's just about money. On my kids, they got some shoes. They got Jordans. Them kids don't want nothing. They don't care if they have Spider-Man shoes. They don't care about none of that stuff. We're lacking the natural order of things, which is love. You know what I'm saying? What is love? The family structure, the mom, the mother, the father being there. We gave the example of the jobs. You know how many positions I done had to turn down? How many times, matter of fact, how many positions they didn't try to offer me? Oh, you can do that, but I have to be in there sweating in a factory or sweating somewhere for 12, 16 hours out the day. I chose my family for a reason. Because guess what? Choosing your family is breaking generational curses. A lot of the people can have the most money ever, but their children still grow up. Oh, when you wasn't there, something happened with the babysitter. If you know what I mean. Molestation situations. You're leaving your children vulnerable to certain situations. Emotional situations too. A lot of time they need us. You got something to say on that?
Yeah, I would just say that when you do spend more time at your job, you are sacrificing your family because your children need you. They really need you. A lot of times they wondering why mama always at work or why dad always at work. They missing you. They missing that love that you will give because they know they're not going to get that love from whoever you got watching your children. So a lot of times they be disappointed in you because they feel like, they don't understand that you have to work to make them, make a living for them. They don't understand that. All they know is mama, dad, where are you? So all those things are very important to family, period.
And I'm not saying, quit your job, go spend home with you. If you ain't got no lights or no crib, ain't no way you gonna be spending time with nobody.
Yeah.
I ain't saying spend, but what I'm saying is a lot of times we think that money raises children when it doesn't. And nowadays, careers are looked at more importantly than having a child. Jobs used to be catering around that. You had maternal leave, you had paternal leave, you had all these things. Governments had funding, financial aid. When you had a child, a man was even able to stay home up to like a year just to raise the child because the family was the nucleus of the society, of the nation. They understood that. But now they're imploding it. So what are they going to do? If they're going to implode a nation, they have to implode the family structure first. But yeah, so a lot of us think that these jobs and careers bring purpose in our life. No, a job can't provide you purpose in life. And that's why a lot of us feel so empty going to work. The job can only fund your purpose in life. You get what I'm saying? How many people do you know love what they're doing? How many people do you know go punch in every day and they feel happy? Those type of people usually put everything into their job. And when those people get laid off, a lot of them people are going to commit suicide. I'm telling you. You about to see a lot of people crashing out nowadays. Because, I seen something, maybe I could put the video. I think it was Pepsi. One of them big this person was working for like 20-something years. And I think they had maybe a couple months left before they retired. And they got laid off. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. But, yeah, so a job, like I said, a job doesn't give you purpose in life. You have to find purpose within God. You have to find purpose within your family. You know, a lot of times, hold on, let me go. Y'all hear that? They having a good old time out there. But anyway, yeah, so you would, the father, he would, you know, want to get a good salary so he can do what? Build himself to take care of a wife. The wife would have children. He would take care of his family. So they did this thing where, you know, now women come into the workforces, and of course it's a plus, because my wife, most of the jobs we don't work together. But the problem is, a lot of times when women get on the same playing field as a man, they kind of feel like they don't need a man. Have you ever felt like that?
No.
Or
I ain't never felt like that, honestly. I always felt like, man, I don't want to be here. And oftentimes I would always know that, you know, I'm doing this to help add to what we working towards, you know. We was always into saving. So I looked at it like that, you know, 2 is better than 1. So the more we have, the more we can build with.
yeah, and I'm not doing this, because I always kind of give y'all the doom and gloom of, oh, the world, America, this, that. So I gave you the problem, which a lot of content people do. A lot of YouTube, they give you a lot of doom and gloom. What I want to do is give you an example of a solution to family. I'm not what you should look up to, but what I'm saying is, this is what has helped me, is my family. And believe there's a Satan as well. There is the Most High. There's a God. And that was one of the first commandments, was to do what? Be fruitful and multiply. So there's a structure. So we have to be the example and create the right family structure. And, you know, because marriage is hard, man. It's very hard, because the world is trying to make it harder and harder. I seen a video where they said this generation is looking for every reason not to stick together. The older previous generations were looking for reasons to stay together. They were sacrificing, you know, what they wanted for the sake of their children and a family. What do you think about that?
I think it's true, because I feel like everybody is looking out. They're looking out for themselves now. Like, we come to this generation where everybody is selfish now. They come in with a sense of selfishness, and they not thinking about their family. They not thinking about their children. They not thinking about a lot of things. Especially when, you know, we have this division between a man and a woman. Most women feel like they can, you know, surpass the man, and they look down on him. So, yeah, I do agree with that quote you just quote.
And I understand it, you know, the energy is, you know, a lot of women feel like there's not suitable men or husbands, and men feel like there's not suitable wives. But as a man, your legacy should be leaving something behind that carries on your name or your last name. Historically, that has always been children. I'm seeing people prancing at the fact that, oh, I don't have a child, and like ha-ha to the people that do have children. Children are a blessing to me. You know what I'm saying? Children are a blessing. By the way, my wife's, can you stand up? show him your stomach. Show him your stomach. Show him one time. She didn't know I was gonna do this, but yeah, she pregnant again, right? She pregnant. Okay. Again, hey, that's exclusive. But anyway, a lot of people will look at that. Oh my God, she pregnant again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, children used to be a blessing from God. What does the spirit come from in a woman's stomach? That comes from the Most High. You know, we're looking at it. Okay, well, what about how you gonna take care of them? Do you got the money to do it? Man, what do you think about that?
Being here in Africa, they have so many children. They not thinking about, oh, how we gonna provide, how we gonna do this, how we gonna do that. They are happy with all their kids, and they could be in like a, you know, a low cost area.
A shack, a hut.
A shack, a hut, whatever. All them kids is in there and they're happy. They're not thinking about the things that we think about. Because guess what? Africa is plenteous. They have fruit trees everywhere. There's somebody in the community that will feed them if they don't have it. But our people just look at it in a negative way. And that's why America has turned cold when it comes to family. We don't value family. And yeah, so when I talk to people like from Japan and they hear how many children I got, they always say, wow, you're blessed. I envy you. They say those things because it's not like that in their country. They have a low birth rate. So they always say, you're blessed.
And now that you mentioned Japan, Japan is a great example, right? So Japan has over 124.5 million people, right? This year, last year, in 2024, Japan's birth rate is expected to fall below 700,000 for the first time, marking a record low. This is due to a number of factors, including a declining fertility rate and a growing number of people choosing to delay having children. Why do you think they're choosing not to have children? Because we talk to Japanese people, Asian people on an everyday basis, for our job. So, and I'm gonna give. Matter of fact, let me give a testimony right quick. I was just talking to a woman. I was telling my wife about this the other day. This woman was telling me and a lot of times they're coming to understand English. They want to speak like native English speakers, but most time it's just conversation. So all she really wanted me to tell her was because she told me she was at a dating service. They had like a blind date situation, but it was like physical. So let's say they had a cafe and there's 10 men here and 10 women over here. So they were supposed to be like blind dated and see who matches up. You pick who you like kind of situation. But she told me, she was like, and this lady couldn't be no more older than probably 35 years old. But she told me, she looked very young. And I know a lot of Asian people look young, but she couldn't be no more than 35. But she told me, she said everybody there, nobody wanted her because all the people were younger. And she said in our culture, women that are older are looked down upon if they don't have children. Nobody really wants to deal with them. And mind you, in their culture, the women are very feminine. I'm not trying to poke fun at it because, anything we've went through is, due to a cause and effect that, has been an attack on us. But I'm saying is for a reason. The women there are very, they're feminine. You get what I'm saying? The men, they kind of have a traditional masculine, women feminine. But the problem is they're chasing these careers. So she's asking me questions on how can she wanted advice on dating. She was even asking about American men. She was basically how can I get an American man, or how can I be more attractive to a man? And I'm trying to keep this lady hopes up. You know what I'm saying? But no, I wasn't lying to her. I wasn't lying to her. I was basically giving her some advice, because even in their culture, they're chasing the careers, and you know what I'm saying. And then later on in life, when they start to realize, dang, I should have had some children, maybe 30 years old, because they're literally called the left behind women, But it's just crazy, man. We're not prioritizing family. We're only prioritizing this dream. You get what I'm saying? And an American dream is so big. These people are learning English over in Asia, all different countries, Vietnam, Koreans, Japanese, Chinese. They all want to know how to speak like Americans. They don't just want English. They want to know how to speak like Americans because they associate it with opportunity. Everybody's chasing the opportunity and they're making it their purpose. So in their culture, they're leaving behind a family, they're leaving behind the children, So not only are the children not being born, but the elderly are dying off somewhere by themselves. You know, you'll find them up in the mountains somewhere, you know, and the younger people are inhabiting these bigger cities like Tokyo. For example, it's like a New York. That's where the opportunity is. So any great nation, you have to produce children. But what do you think is why do you think they have a low fertility rate, or they're not bringing in children?
Well, like you mentioned, you said they prioritize their careers before having children. I talked to a lot of them, and the first thing they say, well, they wanna go to America or go to another country so they can build their careers up, or they can, you know, find their purpose in life. But I think that's number one. And number two, the men, they're career driven too. So they're not thinking about families. They're thinking about being able to provide for those families that they're going to have in the future. Not realizing your life is passing you by while you thinking about, you know, your career.
Nah, I don't think, now you say they're looking to provide for those families in the future. When I talk to them, they're not even talking about families in the future. They're talking about just getting money, getting careers, getting that. And I know that because a lot of them will be 40, 50, still doing that. So, yeah, and we ain't even talking about American culture, because American culture promotes opportunity, but at the same time, it's over-sexualized. Yeah. So in their culture, they're not having babies. They're only chasing careers. So there's a low birth rate. But in our culture, we're chasing careers, opportunity, but they're having babies. You know what I'm saying? So now you have children without fathers. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a bad situation. But yeah, man, we got to start taking the time to get back to the natural order. And it's so hard. You know, my generation, we used to approach women. Hey, I think you're beautiful, you know what I'm saying, this, that. You know, you get to know a sister, you see what's good about her. If she got red flags, you keep it moving. But I think nowadays, a lot of the men are looking at sisters like, okay, she not worth my time, but I still want to take something from her. If you don't see no potential in that sister, leave her alone. You know, a lot of men, what they call them, I forgot what word they use, but they're laying down with these sisters. You don't see nothing, no worth in her, but you want to take, you know, you want to lay down with her just to get another notch on your belt. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a badge of honor. So, and a lot of these sisters, they looking at men as collateral. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, how much money I can get about you. So we're getting into a lot of temporary forevers, you know, or temporary situations that it's good at first. It's the microwave generation. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing that I wanted to mention about us prioritizing our career, our lifestyle, or our family over our careers. You had to do it, and even I had to do it. Before we met, I was going to school for massage therapy. So in the process of that, when I had my first son, I took a break from that, and while I was doing that, I ended up just getting my certification in massage therapy. So with that certification, I had to make a decision if I wanted to pursue massage therapy or did I want to pursue, you know, being a mother. So honestly, I had to take the necessary thoughts, like if I pursue this career, I'm going to have to put time and effort in this. And then I wouldn't be, you know, I wouldn't have that time to be a mother. But if I chose, my son, you know, raising him, I would have a better chance. So that was just something that I, was thinking about. And I was just saying, like, I don't want to have to choose between the two. So I chose to be a mother. So I just put that on the back burner. If it shall come back to pass, it would. But so far, I just chose to be a mother.
Yeah. But a lot of people are putting all their eggs in that one basket, the career basket. My kids need to be provided for, or I need to chase my dream basket. I don't lack in trying to, trust me, if I gotta do 100 hours, if my family don't have nothing to eat, I'm not coming home till I'm bringing home the bacon, whatever, the beef bacon. But anyway, I'm not coming home till I bring something. You get what I'm saying? But now we're in the internet age where you can literally work from home. And best believe, I said this in the other video, 2025 will be catastrophic for America. Our lives is about to change. Not only that, the people that are in America and are going to jobs and depend on jobs, people who work from home, we're going to be affected too. But guess what? We're still going to have each other. We're still going to have family. A lot of y'all have put eggs in that basket. You've been cutting off, you've been breaking relationships with your family just for your career. You haven't been the best parent to your children based on your career. So when that career get cut off, you're gonna be looking around like, dang, what was it all for? So you mentioned you took, the route of being a mother instead of, furthering your career. Do you feel like you made the wrong decision? Do you think that you should have went the career route? What do you think?
No, because I feel like all it did was, kind of put you in a debt by going to college. And I just feel like I was needed more in my home than actually being in a career. To make a family work and stay together, you have to work. You have to work together. So I don't think I regret it. Well, I know for a fact I don't regret it. I would prefer being a mom. I always said that I would rather be, a housewife. But that's something that I did want to pursue too. So, yeah.
So you say like the responsibilities of it. I'm saying like, as far as being a woman, is it fulfilling as far as, because a lot of women think that that's like slavery, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm not making her say, I'm asking her general opinion. So what I'm asking you is, do you feel like you being a mother, how is that fulfilling for you? If it is, you know what I'm saying?
It's fulfilling. I mean, that's my role. I mean, I'm a woman. We are meant to be nurturers. I mean, I can't step out of my role when I know that's what I'm here for. I know that's the reason why I carried that child for 9 months. So, I mean, it's just something in me that I just know my child needs me. I'm not chasing no career because my kids come before my career. I've always thought like that.
So why do you think, like, you got older women, they've been wives for 30 years, and they, why do they tell their children, don't go that route or go follow their careers? Because to be fair, I think a lot of us just follow careers because based on what we're taught. So why don't they promote more family structure versus chasing their careers? What you think? Because
I think it all got to do with their experiences.
Mm-hmm. It's been a
lot
bad
of their failed relationships or whatever they perceive to be family, that it failed them. So they try to give their children a sense of hope that it would be different if they go this route instead of the route they took. So I think a lot of sisters go that route thinking it's something better on the other side, but it's really not.
Okay. So yeah, man, that's what I'm basically trying to dive into, choosing family over careers. Family ain't gotta be creating your own family, which I support. But let's say if you older, you're not looking to have no children. We have to start forgiving our family members. We have to start getting back together, and a lot of us ain't talked in years. The last time I talked to family members. So we have to start choosing our family over our careers, over our personal lifestyles. I was just thinking too, a lot of the people that I talk to from other cultures, they don't separate from their families. They don't put their children out when they're 18 years old and don't talk to them until Thanksgiving or Christmas. There's a reason there's a separation of us, why we can't get on the phone and after 2 minutes, we can't even hold a conversation because there's a disconnection. And that's why, like I said, a lot of our elders are dying in these nursing homes because guess what? They chose to chase the careers, or their children chose to chase the careers and just left them rotting somewhere under a nurse. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you got anything else to say before we wrap this up?
No. If you got family that care about you, especially if you older, if you got family that actually care about you, I would say stick with them, stay connected with them, because in these times that we live in now, it's gonna be very key that you stay in touch with them, because you're gonna need them. You're gonna want to be around some people that genuinely love you.
No doubt. And I want to say again, 2025, man, I'm telling y'all, start getting close to your family, start creating your tribe, because when a lack of resources starts to happen, or these governments start to cut all these things like the food stamps, in Africa, they don't have food stamps. The government doesn't provide them with, food benefits every year, even though food is everywhere. But what I'm saying is the poor hits different in Africa for a reason, because number one, they stick together. Whatever this person lacks, this person can help with. Whatever this person lacks, the other person, their families, they're together. She mentioned, poor families, they don't even, these children don't know they poor. All they know is they running and playing like everybody else. They know they're being brought up happy because they don't have a lack of, nurturing. They don't have a lack of companionship. That's number one in Africa. It's family. But yeah, man, family, the family structure is important. They put their family first, so when a fallout happens, they're going to have each other. And that's what we got to have at the end of the day. We as black people, we've always survived because of family, sticking together. The first attack that they did to us when they took us into slavery was disconnect us from our family. That's one thing us as African Americans, we don't have. We don't have the family togetherness. But yeah, we got to get back to that, get back to loving each other. But yeah, man, this is Pilgrims in the Earth. Like, share, and subscribe.
Don't forget to check my channel out. Feminine, Nurturing, and Virtuous Journey. We out.